Hello Internet, welcome to Asian Horror Stories. Today's story is The Banana Spirit, story by Azhar, Malaysia. There is a recurring urban legend that spreads across Southeast Asia. In Thailand, it is called the Nang Tane. In Malaysia, it is called Hantu Pisang. In China, it is called Ba Jiao Qing, and it is also well known in Indonesia and Cambodia. All of them tells of the urban legend of the banana spirit, with subtle differences. Despite the varying cultures, the banana spirit remains vastly the same. Legends always describe the banana spirit as a young beautiful woman with porcelain pale skin and deep red lips. Her hair is long jet black, flowing down endlessly over her smooth shoulders. Often dressed in green or white, this spirit is said to reside within a banana tree, often floating beside looking forlorn. Some stories depict she only appears on full moon nights. She may be a kind-hearted spirit that helps guide people who are lost in the woods to safety. Or she may be a vengeful spirit that wreaks terror upon anyone foolish enough to wander too close. Here in Malaysia, the banana spirit is more of a psychic of sorts, able to hint at an impending doom or predict your future spouse. Some even believe the spirit is a kinky one, often preying on young healthy men for sex and their souls. It often involves a ritual, and it goes something like this. Find a strong-looking banana tree near your home. Dab a long piece of red thread in your own blood and tie one end onto the trunk of the chosen banana tree. Make sure it is positioned at the heart of the tree. Next, tie the other end of the thread to one of the legs of your bed. Make doubly sure that the path of the red thread from your tree to your bed is without obstacles and passes through your bedroom window. From then on, every full moon night, the banana spirit will visit you, satisfying your sexual endeavor. A little more than 20 years ago, when I was only 18 years old, I was curious about urban legends and the paranormal. When I heard about the banana spirit ritual, I was intrigued. Needless to say, I decided to give it a try. I was staying with my parents in an old brick house. We had a small farm where we housed a few chickens and grew our own vegetables. Not too far away was a large banana plantation. It was a typical rural housing estate back in the 70s. Back then, everyone has a large family. Even though I had 5 siblings, my family was considered small. Anyway, I was the oldest among my siblings. When I told my younger brother Shahid about my plan to try the banana spirit ritual, he was excited. I told him I was going to set up the ritual that night. Shahid immediately offered to help, demanding that I gave him a try the following night if the ritual succeeded. I, of course, agreed reluctantly. After hours of prepping the red thread, looking for a suitable banana tree, and tying the red thread to my bed, we finally finished. Everything was going as planned, except for the fact that I had left out the blood-dripping part on purpose. I was too squeamish for that. Night finally came as I lay down patiently in my bedroom. I peeped out of my window to make sure it was a full moon night. I waited for hours, but nothing happened. I fell asleep eventually. I was awakened by a sudden bang on my window. I immediately peeled open my tired eyelids excitedly, only to be greeted by the dark night sky framed by my window. It was dark outside and empty. No sexy woman in sight. I was about to give up and continue my slumber when suddenly I heard something. It was a faint giggle, but clearly it sounded female. female giggle continued and got louder by the minute. Then I heard a second laughter, then a third laughter, and a fourth, and feeling angry at this point, I jumped out of my bed and slammed open my windows. As expected, all 5 of my playful siblings were rolling on the ground, laughing their butts off. According to them, my face was as red as a tomato. Needless to say, I never attempted the ritual again. Now, 20 years later, I am glad that the ritual didn't succeed, because as a young man, I had missed out the most critical part of the ritual. If the banana spirit had indeed appeared, she would have drank my blood, sucking me dry and leaving me like a dried prune. Then she would move on to the next victim in the household, then move on to the next family. Eventually, the whole community would be plagued by a horrible curse. Of course, urban legends are mostly just legends. Most people will never be able to prove otherwise. However, if you are to explore the unknown, always consider the possible consequences. You never know what you may discover.